The night humanity disappeared, the night began like any other night on Earth. Cities were bright, roads were full, and the planet was alive. From far beyond the stars, many alien races were watching quietly. Earth was small, but humans were noisy, curious, and dangerous. Humans fought wars, built machines, and reached for space. They were not the strongest species, but they never stopped trying. Alien observers had studied them for hundreds of years. Humanity was expected to rise slowly, or destroy itself. But on this night, something impossible happened. In one single moment, every human vanished. No screams, no alarms, no final message. They were simply gone. Homes were still warm. Food was still on tables. Vehicles stopped in the middle of roads. Planes flew on auto systems with no pilots inside. Alien sensors searched for death signs. There were none. No radiation, no battle marks, no planet-wide weapon use. Earth was silent, but not dead. Machines kept working. Satellites kept sending signals. Lights stayed on across the planet. The watchers felt confusion. A species does not disappear without leaving scars. Even extinction leaves bones and fire. This left nothing. Some aliens believed humans escaped. Others believed humans ascended. Many believed this was a trap. Because humans were known for planning ahead, deep space scanners focused on Earth. Energy readings began to change, very slowly at first, then faster. Under the oceans, something moved. Under the continents, something woke up. Ancient structures started drawing power older than human cities. Alien records showed strange human stories. Old myths about sleeping giants, legends of a final day, stories humans once called fiction. The observers had ignored those stories before. Now they watched them come alive. Earth was not just a home, it was hiding something. Military fleets from other races moved closer, but none dared to attack. The silence was too perfect, too clean. Then space itself began to shake, not violently, but deeply, as if the planet was breathing, as if Earth was preparing to speak. Sensors detected massive power lines forming, all leading to one point, the center of the planet, a place no one had ever seen. Alien leaders argued across the stars. Should they enter the system? Should they leave? Or should they wait? Waiting felt like fear, but entering felt like death, because whatever humans had done, they had done it together. One observer finally spoke the truth. Humans did not vanish by accident. This was not collapse. This was departure. As the stars above Earth dimmed slightly, something ancient unlocked below the surface. A signal older than space travel activated, and the galaxy listened. The night humanity disappeared was not the end. It was the beginning of something far greater, and every watching race understood one thing. Humans were coming back. The secret beneath Earth, the galaxy, did not sleep after humanity vanished. Every major race turned its eyes toward Earth. The silent planet felt heavier than before, as if it was hiding a truth too large to ignore. Alien science ships entered the solar system carefully. They kept distance, watching for traps. Humans were gone, but their machines were not. That made the silence even more dangerous. Deep scan beams touched Earth's surface. Mountains, oceans, and cities showed no damage. Everything looked normal, too normal. Then the scans went deeper, far below the crust. Below, places no human drill had reached, something massive appeared. At first, the scanners failed. The data made no sense. Structures were detected where there should be molten rock, perfect shapes, endless layers. Alien scientists felt fear. This was not natural. This was design, old design. The deeper they scanned, the older it felt. These structures were not built in modern times. They were ancient, older than human history. Hidden cities slept under Earth, connected by vast tunnels of energy, walls covered in symbols matching forgotten human myths. Humans had told stories of gods, of watchers below the ground, of a final awakening. The aliens had laughed at these tales before. Now those stories aligned with the scans. Humans did not imagine their myths. They remembered them, passed down through fear and wonder. Power levels began to rise, not suddenly, but steadily, like a heart starting to beat. Slow, strong, unstoppable. The planet itself acted like a machine. Oceans shifted slightly. Magnetic fields bent. Time readings became unstable. Alien leaders demanded answers, but Earth gave none, only signals, and those signals were human. Old human frequencies activated. Codes buried for centuries unlocked. Satellites changed alignment on their own, as if obeying hidden orders. This was no accident. Humanity had prepared this long ago, while fighting wars, while arguing over borders. Above the surface, Earth was noisy and divided. Below the surface, humanity was united, building something far beyond survival, something beyond fear. Military fleets moved closer again, weapons charged but not fired. No one wanted to be the first to strike, not against a planet that felt alive. Then the ground trembled, not like an earthquake, but like doors unlocking. Layer by layer, massive energy veins lit up across the globe, visible even from orbit. Lines of light beneath oceans and continents, all leading inward. Alien computers calculated the scale. What they found caused panic. This was not a shelter. This was a launch system. Earth was never just a world. It was a shell, a cradle, built to open one day. One ancient alien race recognized the pattern. They had seen this once before, in a dead system far away, where a species had ascended. Their warning echoed across the galaxy. When a planet hides this much power, its people are not running. They are rising. As the energy reached critical levels, Earth began its final preparation. The secret beneath the planet was no longer hidden, and the galaxy waited in fear, because whatever slept inside Earth was about to wake up. Rise of the 500,000 battle fleets. The moment finally arrived. The planet could no longer hold its secret. Earth began to open, not with destruction, but with purpose. Across the surface, oceans pulled back slightly, mountains cracked in clean straight lines, cities remained untouched, as if protected by unseen hands. From orbit, alien fleets watched in shock. The planet did not break apart, it unfolded. Like a massive machine following ancient orders, gigantic doors opened beneath the seas, wider than continents, deeper than any trench, releasing light older than the stars. From those openings, the first ships emerged. Human ships, massive, silent, and alive with power. Their hulls glowed with controlled energy. One ship became 10, 10 became thousands, then tens of thousands. The count kept rising. Alien computers struggled to keep up. Numbers climbed beyond belief. Hundreds of thousands of vessels, all rising from one planet. 500,000 battle fleets filled space, each fleet larger than entire alien armadas, formations perfect and calm, as if rehearsed for centuries. These were not rushed constructions. Every ship showed careful design, weapons hidden, not exposed, confidence without aggression. The fleets moved without engines firing. Space bent around them. Gravity obeyed human command. Physics stepped aside. Alien admirals felt fear, not panic, but respect. This was power without chaos, control without effort. Then the truth became clear. Humans were not inside the ships, at least not in bodies. The ships were the bodies. Human minds flowed through the fleets, connected across vast distances. Each thought shared, each action unified. Humanity had not died. They had changed form, leaving flesh behind, becoming something greater. A human signal finally reached the galaxy, clear, calm, and steady. No anger, no threat. The message carried no words at first, only presence, a feeling of awareness, as if humanity was looking back. Alien ships powered down weapons, not by order, but by instinct, because attacking now felt meaningless. The fleets spread across the system, forming a shield around Earth, not to trap it, but to protect it. Earth closed behind them, its surface healing, the planet returning to silence, like nothing had happened. One alien observer understood too late. Humans never wanted escape, they wanted guardianship. Over their home and beyond, the fleets waited, not advancing, not retreating, simply present. Then the human signal shifted. Words finally formed, slow and careful, meant for every species. The galaxy held its breath, because the next message would define the future. Humanity had risen, and nothing would be the same again. Humanity ascended. The human message moved through the galaxy. It did not travel as sound or light, it traveled as understanding. Every species felt it at the same time. The fleets did not attack, they did not threaten. They waited, calm and steady. Alien leaders gathered in fear and wonder. This was not a conquest force. This was something else, something far beyond war. The human presence spoke gently, not with loud words, but with shared meaning. A voice formed from many minds. Humanity explained its choice. Earth was never abandoned. It was protected, a sacred origin. Humans had grown beyond flesh. Bodies were limits. Time was a cage. Fear was a chain. They chose unity, not as rulers, not as gods, but as guardians. For centuries, humans had watched the stars. They saw empires rise and fall. They learned the patterns of destruction and chose a different path. Ascension was not escape, it was responsibility. Power carried weight, and humans accepted that weight. The fleets were extensions of human will. Every ship carried memory. Every system carried emotion. Every movement carried purpose. Humanity remembered pain, wars, loss, and division. Those memories shaped their future, not erased it. Alien races felt the truth. Humans were not hiding. They were standing openly, stronger than ever. The message continued. Earth would remain untouched. No empire would claim it. No weapon would reach it. But humanity did not demand obedience. They offered balance, a warning wrapped in kindness, a promise wrapped in strength. Any threat to life would be answered, not with anger, but with certainty, because humanity had learned restraint. Some aliens felt relief, others felt fear. Power like this changed everything. Old rules no longer applied. Humanity made one thing clear. They would not rule the galaxy. They would watch it, guide when needed. The fleets shifted position. Not closer, not farther, perfectly placed. Humanity had become a force of stability, a silent line that would not break, a presence that could not be ignored, but did not demand worship. One ancient race bowed in respect. They recognized ascension when they saw it. This was rare and dangerous to challenge. The human presence faded slightly, not gone, just quieter, like a guardian watching from the dark. The galaxy felt smaller now, not because of fear, but because humanity was everywhere and nowhere at once. A new age had begun, not marked by war, but by awareness. Humanity had ascended. The galaxy's new reality. The galaxy did not return to normal. It found a new balance, one shaped by human presence, silent but unbreakable. Trade routes changed. Borders lost meaning. Old empires slowed their expansion. No one wanted to test the guardians. Earth became a symbol, not of weakness, but of origin. A world that gave birth to ascension. Alien schools rewrote history. Humanity was no longer a warning tale. It was a lesson about patience and unity. The 500,000 fleets remained, not as occupiers, but as watchers, always in motion. Some guarded stars near Earth. Others traveled deep space, responding to threats before wars began, ending danger quietly. Conflicts across the galaxy decreased. Pirate fleets vanished. Weapons fell silent. Fear lost its grip, not because humanity ruled, but because humanity observed. An observation carried weight, heavier than command. Some species tried to challenge the new order. They gathered fleets in secret. They planned strikes in dark systems. But humans already knew. The response was never violent. Human fleets appeared, space bent, and the threats dissolved. No planets burned, no species were erased. The message was always the same. Balance must remain. Over time, fear turned into trust. Trust turned into cooperation. The galaxy grew safer, stronger together. Humans shared knowledge carefully, not weapons, not dominance, but understanding. New technologies spread. Energy without destruction, travel without conquest, growth without collapse. Earth remained untouched, a quiet blue world. Oceans calm, cities waiting. Some wondered if humans would return, to walk its surface again, to feel wind and rain. Those questions had no answer. Humanity had not abandoned its home. It had grown beyond needing it, yet it still loved it, protected it. The stars felt closer now, not because of faster travel, but because fear no longer blocked the way. The unknown felt welcoming. One alien historian wrote the final truth. Humanity did not conquer the galaxy. Humanity saved it from itself, without asking for praise. The human presence remained silent, watching, learning, ready if needed, patient as time. The galaxy moved forward, guided by a force it could not see, but could always feel. Humanity, beyond ascension time, moved forward in the galaxy, not measured in days or years, but in change, and humanity became the measure. The human fleets continued their silent watch. They did not grow larger. They did not pull back. They simply remained. Other species slowly adapted. Fear faded into caution. Caution turned into curiosity, and curiosity into respect. Some worlds began to grow faster, not through war, but through learning. Guided by human example, humanity did not give orders. They gave choices, they showed paths, and allowed others to decide. Many civilizations failed before, because power came too fast, and wisdom came too late. Humans understood this lesson deeply. Far beyond known space, something ancient stirred, older than recorded history, older than ascension itself. Human awareness touched the edge of it, a distant pressure, a shadow watching the galaxy, patient and hungry. This was not fear, but recognition. The universe was still dangerous, and guardians were still needed. Human fleets shifted quietly. No alarms, no announcements, only movement. Alien observers noticed the change. The fleets aligned toward the dark regions, places no one traveled, places no one returned from. Humanity had reached a new stage, not just protectors of life, but watchers of existence. Standing between creation and collapse, the ancient presence felt resistance. For the first time in its long existence, something stood in its way, something united. Humanity did not rush forward. They waited, learning, preparing. They remembered Earth, the small blue world, where fear once ruled, and hope survived anyway. That memory shaped every choice. Power without control was destruction. Control without empathy was tyranny. Humanity chose balance. The galaxy sensed it. A coming storm far away, but also a shield, stronger than any weapon. Some aliens finally understood the truth. Humans were not the final stage. They were the beginning of something new, a bridge between life and the universe. The stars continued to burn, civilizations continued to rise, and humanity watched, silent and present. Far above Earth, one fleet paused, its systems quiet, its awareness focused inward. Humanity wondered what came next, not with fear, but with readiness. Because evolution never truly ends, the story of humans was no longer just theirs. It belonged to the galaxy, to the future, to whatever waited beyond the stars. And somewhere in the dark, something ancient opened its eyes, not knowing that humanity was already watching back.